I think I'm hearing myself in Dana's laptop. So, well, in any case, I think, well, we should really start because in these conferences, it's always interesting to be just in time. Is everybody here? Maybe you can say hello. There are these in the top of the presentation. There's these like raise your hand or say hello kind of things. If you do it, we are more like sure that you are around. So I would like to say is around. Is around as well. Typing. Okay, excellent. No problem, Kim. Okay, so well, I'm not really sure if the previous uh, talks have been like on time or not. I think the best thing is that we simply start on time so that everybody can move to other conferences at the right moment. Okay, so first of all, thank you very much to the organization for letting us talk here. I'm not sure if Shane is listening or just trying to solve all the problems around. In any case, we are, I think it's our third presence in iMoot. So it's been an excellent conference for a while, and we are happy to be here to talk to you about our math tools today. So I'm not sure if, well, I know that some of you already know WhyWeS tools. What we're going to do today is showing you our solutions for Moodle 2. Our math solutions have been around for a while. Let me start. Well, in the Moodle course that you might have been seeing in the last minutes, I've put a few links. Okay, so I will basically follow those links. I will start with a brief presentation of WhyWeS of WhyWeS well of WhyWeS tools. Okay, let me visit our website. It's going to be this way to do it. So basically, WhyWeS tools is a suite of tools for mathematics education. Okay, uh, that includes basically three tools for learning management systems like Moodle. First tool is uh, an equation editor. Let me just get everything in English. It's easier for most of you. Okay, so first tool that we have is an equation editor, basically enabling you to put math formulas all around your content. Second tool that we have, it's a graphical calculator with dynamic geometry systems. So let's say an advanced calculator for up, upper higher education, upper higher school and first years of university. And the third tool that we have in concern of Moodle users is WhyWeS quizzes. That's basically an upgrade to Moodle existing quizzes system with more mathematical and science features. Okay, so we will take our time to visit those. Okay, let's well let's start and see them. Let me just try to like introduce them as we visit our Moodle demo site. If you visit whyres.com slash demo hyphen Moodle 2, in demo Moodle without any number, you will find a demonstration of our tools in Moodle 1.9. So here we have this.
Ramon,
Uh,
it's
yep.
Shane Alley here. Just sorry to interrupt you. I switched the layout on the Adobe Connect room, but it appears we've lost your screen. So could you jump back into the Adobe Connect room and
Okay,
share your
I'm
screen out again?
going to share my. Okay, I share my screen now. Okay, so everybody's
That's
seeing what
great.
I'm
Thank you.
doing.
Sorry about that.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, so well, we're back again with our demo Moodle site. So here you will be able to get in and okay, so you're able to get in and see well in different languages. If you can log in either as a student or as a teacher. Obviously, it's easier to log in as a teacher, and we'll see different pages. There are three courses. The first course is for you to test the editor. Second course for the calculator, and the third course for the quizzes. You can do whatever you want because this is cleaned every 24 hours, so do as you wish. So we'll see here our editor. So basically, let's go into details. Well, as you may know, the Moodle 2 comes with a built-in mathematical solution. From our point of view, that solution is a little bit hard to use, a little bit user unfriendly, and we provide what we believe is a better solution. Okay, so what you see as a student is what we are seeing here. Is basically in the text you see images in the middle. So that is an image. You can see that's an image. Copy the image in Spanish here. Okay, and how do we do that? Well, why we have decided to put images is because it's the only way that you can really guarantee that someone can see the formula, because it's just no matter how old the browser you work with is, you will be able to edit that. Okay, see that. So I, I'm a little bit unfamiliar with Moodle 2 already, so I might be a little bit slow at some point because I'm getting used to it. Okay, so here we are. So well, we have a formula here in the icon list. Let's say this way, you have two new icons if you include WhyWeS tools. One for the editor that's like a square root in yellow, and another one that's like an equal symbol that's for the calculator. So if you want to put a new formula, just press the square root button. What appears here is our equationator. I know I can do something very simple like this. Okay. If I accept that, we get an image. If you double click on it, you can simply edit it. Okay. The fact of double clicking is something that the standalone solution from Moodle 2 doesn't provide. So we are able to easily re-edit formulas that are there. So here it might be a little bit hard to explain, but what we are seeing here is just JavaScript. Okay, so if our old version, if you go back into our Moodle 1.9 solution, you will see that our editor used to be a Java applet, so that meant that it didn't work on tablets or on smartphones. That is not the case for our new solution. So the new solution is just based on HTML4 and JavaScript. So we get it working on, well, any device, especially and now for let's say in iPads and all the trendy things that we all now want our solutions to work on. Okay, some interesting things here. I don't know how many of you are like say we have a science background or a math background, but in any case, well, I'm really not able to see the chat, so that's a little bit uncomfortable. So I might be able to see your you say something. I would love to be able to see that. But anyway, I'll just hope to hear someone. Okay, so here if I go back to the editor, well, typically when you write formulas in mathematics, you people love to have like the x a little bit slanted. I'm just like uh, highlighting it here a little bit. Okay, so x is a little bit slanted, but number two is like it's not in an italic mode. Okay, so that's the way people love to do mathematics. You can see here, for example, that this is automatic italic. What we call is we do italic only for the variables, but we don't do italic for other things. If you deactivate that part, you really get like the X in non-italic mode and the I in non-italic mode. Okay, but that is not the way that people love it. And mathematicians do not love like full italic. They don't love at all that as well. So what mathematicians and science people love is usually that they have numbers in non-italic version and variables in italic uh, typing. So that's what we have by default. So this what we call automatic italic. Okay. Uh, for you to have like a little idea of what the editor
Ramon,
covers.
we can't.
Sorry.
Ramon, we've
Yes,
lost the visual. We
you've lost the
lost the
visual again.
visual.
Okay, I tried to put
Yes.
it again.
Okay, here it comes.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
shout anytime it disappears. I'm not I'm not aware of doing anything special. So, well, we are back. I hope you didn't miss much. So, well, just to say what we cover and what we do not cover, uh, you can see that the editor is really covering many symbols. Okay, of course the Greek symbols but also sophisticated constructions. Okay, like X plus whatever is needed. Okay, you will see some more symbols appearing in July. So we are having a new release in July, and our July release will complete all the symbols that we do right now. Okay, so I know we do many of them, but we have still a few of them left. Typically, there is this when you go into some contextual box where you can like add columns or add lines or things like this. We we have this little red tab here on the top to right where you can find like some special things for those boxes. And obviously you can go into the manual and okay, Vasilis is raising his hand. Okay, so do you have a question, Vasilis? Yes. So hi, Kim. So okay, you don't have a microphone. So what we are showing now is the first tool is the editor. The editor allows you to put formulas everywhere. The last tool that we will show, that's the quizzes part, it's basically allowing students to do what you ask for. So it's allowing students to put the answers on their own. Okay? So that's going to become on the at the third level of my presentation, let's say this way. Is that okay? Okay, excellent. So we go back to this. So I go ahead. Then another thing for people using mathematics to edit is that basically at university level, people love LaTeX. Okay, so what we have been doing, yes. So Vasilis is asking if we have the ability to put the formulas in the questions. Yes, you can put formulas everywhere. So since what we have been doing is, let me go back here. No, here, yes. Since we have integrated the editor at the at the text editor level with an icon, everywhere when you can write a text, you can put a formula. You can put the formula, the text in the wording of the question. You can put it in the answer. You can put it everywhere. Okay, and more, Moodle has been allowing text mode for different questions. So at some point, some years ago, if you had a multiple choice, you could not answer sophisticated textual answers on the right thing of the matching, for example, on the right part of a matching. But now you can. So it's like everywhere where you can put a formula, you can put that. Okay. So I go back a little bit. Yes. The so we have this visual editor, but at some point, especially people at university level, when they edit, they love this LaTeX thing. LaTeX is a script to edit formulas in mathematics. Okay, so what we have been doing is very recently providing LaTeX support for our Moodle users. Okay, uh, I need to edit that part. Okay, so as a user, what you see is a formula again. So this is one half. Okay, but if you go into the editing part, what you get is uh, regular LaTeX. Okay, so here you have this dollar frac 1 to dollar. Well, that's a regular way of showing mathematics in LaTeX. I know I can try to. Well, if I'm here in the formula, for example, and I try to edit it, I'm also able to edit it with WhyWeS because I know, maybe you are happy or your teacher is happy with LaTeX, but you are not happy with that. So if the formula is created in LaTeX, you can edit it anyway in the visual editor. And when you accept it, our decision has been that if you started using LaTeX, it means that you love LaTeX. So we will return the answer in LaTeX. Okay. That is not the case in the regular way of working. In the regular way of working, what we do is we store the image and the MathML. Here, in the case of LaTeX, what we do is, well, let me show you the two things. So if I put a formula like a regular one, whereas of x, y, z. So here, when I go into having a look into the code for the x, y, z here, you see that we have like an image. Okay, that includes well, the image comes with an MD5, so it is stored in a cache system, so it works pretty fast. So you only like ask our servers to produce a formula for you the first time that you produce it. Then you store it in your Moodle site, and we store the MathML of the formula. You can see here the MathML. MathML is the XML for mathematics, so that's okay. In the case of LaTeX, that's here below. What we have is we simply store the LaTeX code because that's what the author decided. So the author decided he wanted to have LaTeX support and only LaTeX support. That's what we store for him. Okay, for her. Here you can find a link to a more detailed description of what we exactly do with LaTeX, and you can check it whenever you need. Okay, so I'm finished with the editor. I don't know if any of you has any question about the editor. Okay, since everything is okay, I will move to the next tool. Okay, so next tool is WhyWeS CAS. CAS stands for Computer Algebra System. That is a usual name in the math arena, let's say it this way, for advanced calculators. WhyWeS CAS is not only a CAS, it's far more than a CAS. It is a calculator, it makes graphics for you, and it also like makes interactive graphics for you, and also dynamic geometry. So, well, it's far more than a CAS, but it has left the name there. So here again, the philosophy is a little bit the same. So we can put a session of the calculations anywhere. Okay, so imagine that you have a web page in Moodle where you want to like illustrate some mathematical fact or just give your students the possibility to make some calculations. Okay. In this case, you will probably have seen the Java logo here because WhyWeS has a Java applet as an interface. This will be changing next year, but it's still today it's a Java interface. Okay, so in that case, just a text where we have put a calculator here, so students can check the answer or can check whatever the teacher is saying. I can make calculations here. This is an active calculator. You can do any calculation that you need. And how we put it here is basically the same way that we put the editor. Okay. So okay. So here, this existing calculator, if I just double click on it, we can edit whatever appears. And I don't know, for example, let's make a function representation. So like represent x divided by x minus. Okay, that is a nice graphic. And I will say that when I load the page, this is calculated, and I accept that. So we have it here now. If I save and display the page, every time the page is displayed, we will calculate everything that's happening in the page, and the graphic will appear. In this case, it's just like it's an analysis of the function. You might remember like this is an oblique asymptote, vertical asymptote. You can ask for the value of the asymptotes, x equal -3, I equal x minus 2. Okay, so it's a powerful calculator available for you very easily. Okay, so it's easy for teachers to not uploading files up there of files of your of your system, but just making small mathematical sessions for your students up there. Okay, so the first thing is, well, putting these sessions. Second thing that I wanted to show you, I already started to show it, is the possibility to put graphics here. So I put 3 graphics just to illustrate a little bit. This is just the same graphic I was showing, exactly the same one. Okay, so I tend to repeat my examples. Second graphic that I wanted to show is like a plot function of a region. So we're plotting the function between this, this x minus 1 is smaller than 4, and here I minus x squared is bigger than minus 5. That's the other line. You get the region in the middle. Okay, and I don't know, we also have like 3-dimensional graphics. I think that it's not our goal to like showing you what WhyWeS can do. I'm just giving a very brief hint here. If you have an interest, you can have a look. We can make a presentation of that for you if necessary. Okay, so well, that's some of the possibilities of the calculator. Okay, um, eh, just to give you a brief idea of what the tool really does. Well, you have here like all the operations that the typical operations have math symbols, integrals, derivatives, limits, whatever. Operations with matrices and vectors and whatever you need. Physical units. Okay, so there are physical units in WhyWeS. Let me just calculate like square root of 8 square meters. I use some shortcuts to speed up here. Okay, so it's like 2 times the square root of 2 meters. If I put 8.0, well, we get the small version of it. Okay, so it's powerful. It also has combinatorics, geometry, Greek symbols and programming. So we have a nice programming language for WhyWeS. As usual, WhyWeS comes with these help materials as well. Okay, well, so we have this manual here, but we also have, I pressed the wrong. Well, so we have manuals for all our tools. Okay. One more one more one more thing. Okay, so we've seen like the basic thing, like putting a session of calculations within the graphics. For example, if you're going into the quizzes part, beyond our third tool, beyond calculator, sorry, beyond quizzes system. Okay, sorry, I missed some conversations here. So okay, so for example, here you can use a calculator in a regular question just to provide your students like the possibility to give a good answer. Here we are asking the diameter, sorry, the area of a circle of diameter length 25 decimeters. So I think I have to like, I'll do it correctly because I always prefer it that way. So it's like 25 decimeters divided by 2. And I see that this is like the formula. I see this is like 25.0. It's going to give me a better idea. It is like almost, it's like almost 5 square meters. I can do something like convert a to a square meter, and I get that it's like 4.9 square meters. So I know that the right answer is approximately 5 square meters. Okay, so that's something that's okay. And also put a session of the calculator in the feedback of the student, and so that's one other use of the calculator, of course. And just like one last one for you to have a look into it, it's like a glossary. You can always put it's obvious, but you can have a glossary for mathematics or whatever. You have here an active calculator, so anything that you put in like the determinant definition, you can check how it works. It's easier for us to understand everything that way. Okay? And now I think it's like almost half of the talk done. I'll go into the final tool, that's quizzes. That's probably the one that needs more time to be understood. Please, do you have like any question about the calculator? Okay. No questions appearing. Okay. Let's move to another to the quizzes part. Okay. So what is quizzes is, as I said at the beginning very briefly, an upgrade to the existing quizzes system in Moodle to generate advanced mathematical questions. Okay. What you will see today is just the starting of that. We have been like migrating Moodle quizzes in 1.1 to Moodle quizzes to WhyWeS quizzes in 2.0 in 2.x in the last months. We can show you today the short answer question in WhyWeS. The new so the old version of quizzes comes with short answer, true and false, multiple choice, close, well, the close question. All the quizzes types available in Moodle are also available in WhyWeS quizzes. But today I will only show you the short answer question in Moodle. Okay, so here, well, let me try to do it because, as I was saying, I'm just always a little bit just getting into Moodle. Okay, so I go into the question bank. Here, what you see are 5 examples of short answers using our technology. But what I first want to show you is how or when WhyWeS appears. So when you create a new question, if you have installed WhyWeS components, you will get this short, let's say below the short answer, you will find short answer in WhyWeS quizzes. That allows you to basically create a new type of question. You have
Sorry, Ramon, it's Shane here again. Can you just
you,
quickly switch back to Adobe Connect and share your screen out again? Thank you. That's all right.
yes, I'm doing it. Okay. Shane is doing strange things with the presentation. Okay, uh, so
I
we are back
changed the
here.
layout again just to make it bigger on the screen for
So what?
everyone. So
Okay, it's okay. Okay, I can go into full screen
yes,
or
it's
something
good
like
now.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry, I wasn't aware. I was not like sharing it in full screen. Okay, so well here we are. So what you see here may look exactly like a short answer in Model 2. Okay, it is exactly a short answer in Model 2. We have just like copied everything in the positive way of copying, but we have added those little editor icons here to the right of the answer input box. Okay, and those little icons open the short answer to a world of new power, let's say this way. Okay, so when you press that button, you go into a pop-up window where all mathematical power of WhyWeS quizzes appears. Okay, I will I will I will go into first of all into the examples, and we come back later on to this. Okay, so here you'll see like how to decide what is the right answer to a question, some rules about how to check if the right answer is really right answer or not. What we call variables, that is the possibility that you have to use an algorithm to generate random questions. Okay, and finally, a preview that allows you to check that the answers that you're giving are good enough. Okay, so that's easier to be shown with some examples. Okay, so I go back to the question mark. Um, Someone saying, Oh yes, Dana, for sure. Well, Dana is saying that her math teachers are going to love it. They love it more or less all around the world at this point. So I'm sure yours will love it as well. So we start soft. Okay, so uh, let me just show you the question before, and then we go into the details. Okay, so we have to calculate the addition of 1.5 and 1 1/4. Okay, so that's I could say, well, I could be quite fast and say, I'm sure that's 3 divided by 4. If I submit that, I'll get it correct. I'm a mathematician, I remember it, so it's correct. That's the right answer. Okay. What happens sometimes? I know. For example, uh, I'm going to start again. You're sometimes, well, here the question is very stupid, very simple, but sometimes you don't really mind if the answer is very much simplified. For example, let's say that I could say that 1 divided by 4 is typically what students would do is say, okay, I have like a 4 in the bottom. I have 1 times 2 plus 1. I don't know if you remember it very well, but it's something like you have to put like the in the denominator same number. You have to multiply the coefficients by same thing. Okay, so that's basically 1 times 2 plus 1, so that is 3 divided by 4. If I submit and finish this time, I will get I will get my grades. I will also get a nice 100% because it looks nice. I mean, it's just the same thing, but it's expressed on another way. Okay, so let me, and if I do some things like, for example, 1 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 4, which is just saying. Sorry, I have to start again. Sorry. If I'm just like answering exactly the same thing that was asked, uh, exactly the same thing that was asked, well, I will probably get some trouble. Well, it's correct. So, well, it's correct. I have to see how it's that is great. Okay. So if we go into the details here, well, the question is that calculate the addition of 1 divided by 2 and y divided by 4. The the answer is 3 divided by 4. Okay. I I I I missed. I was wrong on writing this example, so I will change. Okay, when I press this icon to the right of the answer, I this is opened. This new world is open. Let's say this way. Okay. So this time I say the correct answer is 3 divided by 4, and I will say this time that I want the answer to be simplified. Okay. So I'm just checking this option saying it is simplified. Okay, and I accept. Okay. Now I get that if I answer 3 divided by 4 in a simplified way, I will get 100% of my grade. Okay? If I just answer 3 divided by 4 without any special rule, okay, below the answer you'll see the rules that are applied. Uh, I don't want to go into many details, but by default, what we do is say, okay, the answer to 3 divided by 4 this time is mathematically equal. Okay, so if the answer is mathematically equal to what the teacher says is the right answer, I will accept that answer as good. Okay, and I have additional properties beyond that, like the answer is simplified, the answer is expanded, it's factorized, or is divisible by 3 or whatever. Okay, so this time I'm just saying no. If you get a simplified answer, here simplified answer saying 3 divided by 4, you get 100% of the grades. If you get 3 divided by 4, but the answer is not simplified, okay, so in the second answer, the answer is not simplified, you only get like a 20% of the grade. If I change, well, if I save those changes and go back again to visualize the question, now if I answer uh, 1 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 4. If everything is okay, I should get just everything is okay. You see here that I'm just getting a 20% of the grade because I'm giving a right answer, but it is not simplified. Okay, so what we have basically what WhyWeS quizzes provides you is like a long list of rules that your math teachers can use to determine if the answer is right or not, or for example in this case I give a hint to the student saying you had to simplify the answer. Of course, this is a very, very, very basic example, and it's hard to do anything intelligent here. Okay, but I think you should be getting the idea. Okay? I give you like another example that's a little bit more sophisticated. Here we have like question. The question this time is to factorize a polynomial. That that polynomial here, well, it's a nice one. I'm saying that the first answer is x minus 1 times x plus 1 to the square, and I want the answer to be simplified and factorized. That means that I want it to be really divided into small things. Okay? If the answer is simplified, this second answer is simplified. I'm sorry if I'm getting too mathematical at some point because I'm not really sure like how many of you are mathematicians or not. Okay, I will answer some of the questions later from Dana, especially on the commercial questions. I will answer at the end. Okay. So so here, well, I might get too technical or too mathematical here, but this answer is not correct because like x plus one is repeated 2 times, and the right way to say that is x plus one to the square. Okay. So that time, if the answer is factorized but it's not simplified, I will just give the student an 80% of the grade. Okay, so let's see how it works. Let me remind what is the right answer. X minus 1, x plus 1 to the square. Okay, x minus 1. So here you are. So the right answer is x minus 1 times x plus 1 to the square. Okay, so imagine that I'm a little bit like funny today, and I'm saying instead of minus plus 1, I'm saying plus 10 minus 9, which is after all minus plus 1 anyway, and I submit and finish. Okay, the answer is right, but I only get an 80% of the grade because the answer is not simplified. So I'm not getting the 100% of the grade. That was the decision of the question author. Okay, and if I get it right, but I get it, I don't know. The teacher said that the right way to answer a question was x minus 1, x plus 1 to the square. But of course, well, that's just a way to order that. If I just change the order and put a couple of spaces here, and I submit and finish, I will probably get 100% of the grade. That's okay. Because obviously, it's just the same expression. Putting 2, 3, or 8 white spaces doesn't make any difference for your math teacher. So we get you the right answer. Of course, when you see the text, like the correct answer is that, you see what the author wrote, what the teacher wrote, but it's just because you are like showing it. You have to show one solution, but you, as a teacher, as a student, you can answer anything that makes sense, and you'll get your grading. Okay, so that's something that by default Moodle doesn't come with, because you need a mathematical engine to check the answer. As you may have understood, the mathematical engine behind is obviously the mathematical engine behind the calculator, and we're just checking those rules. Okay, I will try to speed up a little bit now. So one more example here for measure units. You know, here is give a rectangle of sides 2 kilometers and 23 meters. Calculate the area in square meters. I think it's 46,000 square meters. Okay. What I want you to show you here is that I have written M as a regular letter. I have not made any special thing. So back in the old times, let's say it this way, we used to, or you have seen me doing that in the calculator. In the calculator, when you want to create like an M for meter, you have to go into the tabs and get the blue M. Okay, let me just show it to you because I have it somewhere here. So it's going to make you understand that. I'm going back to the calculator for a few seconds. Okay, so in the calculator, I can do 1 plus 3 and it works. If I put M, it's simply nothing. It's just a letter. If I want to have like physical units, sorry, units here, I put this blue M. Okay, this blue M is really for meters. In the quizzes system, what we've been doing is not using special things. So if you put an M, it's for meters, and we are far more flexible than what we used to be for the calculator. Because here, students like we don't want students having to learn the language. We just them having to answer the regular thing they would answer if they go out into the into the blackboard. Okay, perfect. So well, let me show you here, for example, how was it edited. Okay, these measures very briefly because I don't want you to get too much exhausted. So we have here the question, okay, and the answer is just 46,000 square meters. Here the correct answer is that it's written correctly. For the validation, you see that you have like this general answer where you get general mathematical expressions. If you want to make a quantity, since quantities are like usually have special notations and the white space means typically if you have like x white space I, it means that you want to do x times I. If you have 3 meters white space 2 decimeters, what you want to do is to add them. Okay, so that's why since the quantities have very different rules from general mathematical objects, we have to differentiate them. Okay, and then that's basically it. No more. Okay. I'll go now to the next steps. Okay, so what we have seen until this point is the possibility to simply have a regular question. Your teacher doesn't do anything special. He simply creates his question. He would have typically given the student a multiple choice possibility to choose between 3 questions, 3 options. And now what we are doing is just giving the student a white box where he has to answer, but it's basically more difficult for them to cheat or to do anything because they really have to think the answer. They cannot simply check one of the 3 answers. Okay. The next step is being able to introduce random parameters in those questions. In mathematics and science in general, you know that you can put very easily random parameters into your questions. So here I'm going to show it's something like the first question, but this time the the parameters appearing here are random. So I have like one question. When I start again, okay, they want me to give a right answer, or at least I say divide by 2 times 9. Here is 2 minus 1 times 9. And that is the right answer. I believe. Okay, that's the right answer. The correct answer, in a simplified way, is 5 divided by 18, but it's right anyway. And when I start again, I simply get new parameters to the question. Okay, so the fractions are different every time, and you get different questions. Okay, let me show you how it is done. Here, well, it's just like there was this folder that was called variables that we will be using now. Okay, so here you have like the regular question, but you have, instead of having a fraction, you have here calculate the addition of sharp p and calculate the addition of sharp q. Okay, and you have to determine the value of those. Here, for example, the answer is solution, and what we have to do is simply define those somewhere. Okay, so the right answer is solution. The rules to validate are just the same thing, but the variables, well, we get it a little bit more sophisticated. So here inside this yellow box, we have like an algorithm. In this case, we are making p a number that is a fraction with random numbers. It's just like a fraction, okay? I put random numbers here. I make a condition saying I want p not to be a natural number. I just want to be a real fraction, and I repeat that until p and q are really fractions. The solution is p plus q, and here outside the yellow box, I can check how that works. Okay, so you can check how your algorithm is working, and once you are done, well, it's very easy. What is the solution of the question? Variable solution. So the right answer is sharp solution. Okay, and the other parameters like p and q, you can refer them simply by putting sharp symbol and then the name of the variable outside. Okay, uh, that was an easy example. I can put like a more sophisticated one here. Here we have like a question making random questions about calculation of primitives. Okay, I know I have to ask the calculate primitive of that. I think it is sinus of 4x minus 2. Submit and finish. I might miss the symbol. I, and of course, I can start again and get different. Here, well, as I was saying, I think someone has been touching this example because it's doing the same thing every time. So someone might have been playing with the random parameters. So let me go into the text and check how it is working. Here again, the right answer to a question is sharp F, sharp capital F. And I have an algorithm here. Correct. You have this random function. You're creating a random polynomial and then choosing a function between those four forms of functions. It's working okay. So I don't want to lose much more time. I think we might have been like okay, so I have some questions. I should have stopped already. So let me give me 2 seconds and I answer all the questions and I let you go to other talks. Okay, so those are that is basically WhyWeS quizzes. What we have been doing for Moodle 1.9 is collecting questions from our clients, customers or friends. Okay, so if you go into STEM collection, stemcollection.com, everything is linked in the course. You'll go into a collection of quizzes produced for Moodle 1.9, so we cannot still move them all to Moodle 2, that are provided by our customers. Most of them are, let's say, we have 1,000 in Spanish, 1,000 in Catalan, that's a local language here in Barcelona area, Catalonia, and we have 1,000 in Dutch, English, Portuguese, and other languages. Okay, so if you are happy to join the community, we will love you to share your questions with everybody around the world so that we can all share this content. Okay, and I go now to answer the questions that I've been seeing in the chat window. Dana was asking about the possibility to purchase only the calculator or only the editor or maybe the three together. If you go and visit whyweS.com/store, you I can brief you a little bit what is our policy for licenses. So the first thing that we do is for very little uses of WhyWeS tools, that is 2,000 formulas and 1,000 calculations per year, WhyWeS is for free. Okay, that is obviously uh, not the case for intensive use, but if you are just like a unique teacher in a unique class doing that, you can use it for free because, well, it's obviously you're not like, okay. If you can purchase things separately, it's no problem. Okay, so if you purchase the editor, you can see here the prices. If you are big institutions, we will send you like a proposal. If you the calculator as well can be provided as a separate tool. And if you're interested in the quizzes tool, in the price, just taking into account that the editor is included into the WhyWeS quizzes license because it is impossible to do quizzes without having the editor. So the price includes the editor if you buy quizzes. Okay, and then there is no other cost. So the plugins for Moodle and all those things are free. And well, that's basically. And then I think Basilis was asking about languages support for WhyWeS. I can say that WhyWeS are basically multilingual tools. For the editor, I will go into the standalone demon, tool to demonstrate the editor, where you will see like visually all the languages supported. Okay, so here you can see all the languages provided for the editor today. So that's, I think it's like something like 25. Catalan, Czech, Danish, English, Spanish, Estonian, Basque language, French, German, Hebrew, Croatian, and many others. And for the quizzes part, for Moodle 2, well, in the case of Moodle 1, we supported something like 10 languages. We'll probably be supporting the 25 languages for 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 WhyWeS quizzes in Moodle 2. In any case, our policy is that just if we have one customer in one country speaking, I know, uh, I'm not really sure for your name, Vasilis, where are you from? Are you from Russia or something close to Russia? Maybe you can answer in the chat window. Well, if we have a unique customer or a reasonable customer in Russian, we tend to translate the tools to Russian. If we have a customer that requests the tools in Italian, we do that. Okay. For the calculator is far more difficult to translate because it's like thousands of pages of documentation. So we really need like huge customers to translate anything in a language for the calculator. Calculator is today available in English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, Estonian, and I think couple more. Italian, yes. And well, that's how it works. Okay, so I'm not really sure, Vasilis, what the answer to which language you were interested in. But if your institution is interested in WhyWeS, we can easily include like the condition to have WhyWeS translated into your language as part of the agreement to use WhyWeS into yours. Okay. So I don't know if there are any questions left. Okay, thanks. Well, then I have to say that I'm in fact not Carlos because Carlos was not able to come today. So I am Ramon. I will put my contact details into the chat window so that in case that you want to contact me, I will be happy to answer. Of course, Carlos is also available. Uh, Carlos is typically uh, doing support for universities and educational institutions in the company. So you can contact him very easily. Okay, but I'm very happy to contact you as well, of course. So I think that, well, that we are basically done. I don't know if there are, maybe I left something or you have any further questions. Okay, well, then thanks for coming. You have 5 more minutes left. 1 second. Jimmy is asking. Okay, well, just saying thanks. Okay, thank you, everybody. Enjoy the mood. I don't know what's the time in your local place. Here is right time to go for a walk, but I will join some conferences and see you around. Okay. Thanks. Gracias, Andrés.
And Shane here again. Just I'll jump in very quickly and just to say on behalf of the whole line, thank you very much for presenting. Enjoyed that. Just when the chance I got to watch the pieces, and yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shane. Bye.